Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Now, before we start this episode, I want y'all to rate it in the comments. Okay. Let me know in the chat. What do you rate this episode? Where are you watching from? We are slowly crawling to the end of this season. Okay. Now, if you are new here, I am Denise Brady. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, obsessed with reality TV. Okay. Obsessed. And I really love psychology. So we blend those together over here. So if you've been watching all my recaps, why haven't you subscribed yet? Okay. I've been on my Zoom every night, except for last night, y'all. But anyway, so we're on this episode. Okay. It was the greatest, but let's tap into some highlights, all right? Now, Ace and Chelley, are they closed off? Is it unofficial? Official? Now, we are still coming off of the Stand on Business Challenge, also America's Vote Challenge. And I'm wondering, did it humble y'all? Did it humble y'all? Because at times during this episode, I saw it and heard some things that were like, okay, maybe they're getting it. Other times, it just kind of feels like Shelley does not care what America thinks, which in some ways she really shouldn't because she's her own person. But at the same time, America, remember, it's up to us to keep y'all around here. Okay, y'all forget that. All right. But Shelly, I think y'all kind of got humble, both of y'all. Y'all notice also Ace has been a little bit more quieter these last couple of challenges, the after effect. Okay. I think his calculated brain is really like trying to figure it out, really overthinking it, because Ace is a master manipulator. And so I wonder what the wheels are turning about in his head with these challenges because Shelly is like, okay, I'm done exploring. Was it an official we closed off? Or was it more of a Chris don't want me, so I'm gonna want you? Okay. I want you, I guess, because ain't nobody else here. But I think the drama, I think the calculatedness of both these people really distracted from them having an organic connection. And I think we saw at the beginning, the potential was there for them to just be what we have seen in other seasons. But to me, they're the same person. They have leadership qualities, which can be good, but I don't think they always use them for good. And they've been so focused on the game aspects and not the romantic side of this show that really got in the way. I also think what got in the way was them just trying to outpower their castmates. And they both have egos. And they refuse to just give into the fact that maybe we did some things wrong. Shelly's like, I don't know what America been seeing. Maybe she'll see it all when she go back home and watch all the episodes. But I think there could have been a lot more reflection, but they're both caught up in the game. At this point, I'm counting down the days, y'all. Okay, less than 10 days away from the finale. We need more couples. And at this point, you got people should be locking in, but they're not. Because why? There's just not the chemistry here. There's not the realness, the organic connection. No, though there when we saw some of that. Okay. But Shelly's like, I don't care what America thinks. And I wonder, going back to the whole Hutta and Shelly situation, is that what turned America? Because I have said there's just black and white thinking. Okay, either you're a team Shelly or you're team Hutta. There's like really no area for gray in this dynamic. Not my opinion, but that's what I'm picking up on. And I wonder, in some ways, was there this expectation that Hutta would sacrifice her opportunity for love in order for her friendships, in order for girl code? Now imagine if, things have, changed around a little bit. After Casa, Shelly came back, Hutta came back, Chris came back. And what if, Hutta had pulled back and said, Yeah, you can have Chris. Oh, but then Imma take Ace, because I have seen on the socials that apparently Ace has been in Huda's likes and comments for quite some time. And throughout these different videos I have seen, there's been people doing deep dives about this, like, 7 degrees of separation. How connected are all these people? Did they really just find each other on this show randomly, cast together, or is it more? And so I wonder from you guys, let me know in the chat, what if things had reversed? What if, Huda was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna give you Chris, but I'm gonna go over there with your boy. And could that really ever have happened? Okay. Because at times I feel like Shelly does want her cake and eat it too. But the cake has left the building. Okay, somebody bought it. And so are you left with Ace now? Some people feel like damn if they do, damn if they don't. Do y'all really think he's probably playing to ask her in a nice way or in a more romantic way? Oh, a double standard. The double standard is insane. He was exploring Coco and would have still explored her if she had stayed. I think that Coco should have been a main cast member. Her being a bombshell, I think they should have a season where they have people come back who need a second chance. Because I think Coco should have been a main cast member. But at the same time, if she was a main cast member, we couldn't, these shows, we can't have too many black girls. Okay. Because then at that point, would Shelly have not been casted? Landria, it can't be 2 minutes on this show. Most of the time, it's only one of us on these shows. Okay, it's only one of us, and then we get labeled the villain. That's our arc. All right. And I think some ways. Do I think that production is labeling Shelly a villain? No, I think some of her actions at times. Okay. But should Ace have, if Coco has said, well, he explored her. He got rid of her, love or hate him. I do think that Ace genuinely likes Shelly. I agree. I do think that, to me, Ace is developing more feelings for Shelly than probably Shelly has for him. He's quieted down. He said at times, like, not that he's tired of the exploring, but there's been a switch up with him. And I do think that he is starting to develop more feelings. But in some ways, like for Shelly, ain't no other options. Chris really is locked in with Huda. Okay. None of these other dudes are really catching my eye. We're towards the end, and I gotta do something. But it wasn't really even an official, like, we're locked in. Are they gaslighting each other? Is it real? Do y'all see them on the outside really together? I don't think so. I just think their egos are too big. A lot of the cast this season compared to last year, we're gonna keep comparing. That's another thing. There weren't a lot of egos. These people didn't have management teams. They were regular old regular people. And once they got out, Leah, Serena, a lot of them, that's when the management company's like, we're gonna throw some money at y'all. We see it. And we've seen nonstop brand deals, commercials, Sacred, CeraVe, all of it. But this season, I think the egos are just too big for the villa. Okay. Now I want to move on to a little bit about Amaya. Or do I want to save that till after the game? Now Amaya, meets with Clark. Amaya to me is the only one that's really showing girl code when you really think about it. She is the one showing up authentically, trying to comfort Clark, and really be there for her. What did she say? I quoted her. If you don't like peppermint tea, you can go drink chai tea. Nobody told you you had to sip this tea. Nobody told you you need to sip this tea. Okay. Now the thing about, you know, Amaya, there's a conversation that also happens in this episode with Zach. I don't know who's more calculated, Ace or Zach. Okay? Because for sure, okay, when Zach realized that America likes Amaya, he's switching it up. He's very calculated also. And the thing about a man is you don't want to be with nobody who brings out the worst in you. Okay. Now they have a conversation. I think this is after the challenge. They have a conversation. And Amaya's like, that's not who I want to be. I don't want to take it to that level, cussing men out. And she apologizes profusely. Okay, takes accountability. That's not who I want to be. Zach also apologizes and gives her like a fake hug. Zach is here for Zach. And even during the challenge, who did he choose to kiss? Alandria. Here's another person. I want my cake and eat it too. And Alandria says like he was smart for that, kissing her during the challenge. Because he knows he can't really kiss her outside the challenge. Now, if he had moved differently and came back and more openly, because he did say he was interested in exploring a connection with O, but I think he did it low key. But I think if he had come back and just said, I'm interested in both you guys, you know, I feel like he was never interested in Amaya. He just wanted to get into the villa. Keep it a buck. Okay. He was never interested in her. Okay. He could have maybe explored a connection, but at the same time, Alandria was not open. So maybe it's also if he had openly tried to explore her, he would have just been getting hit in the face with the door. But all these people, not all of them, some of them, it just kind of feels like we're coming to the end. I need to do something. I need to latch on to somebody. Okay. And I know there's still a lot of rhetoric saying that Amaya is too sensitive. She needs to work on herself before going into a relationship. She's mentally, I don't want to say unstable, y'all have said, but that she's too emotional. To me, these are the same people who have these gender roles and norms of how a woman should show up, how they should act. And it's more that conditioning that you have received as a child. Women are overly sensitive. You can't cry. Do I think at times it could be a little bit, not much, but just kind of reel it in a little bit? I do. But I don't think there's anything wrong with her. I don't think there's anything wrong with expressing your emotion. But at times it's like, okay, yes, the dumping was hard. You don't want to see this person go. So kind of like find the balance. Find the balance in the emotions you want to share, recognize the environment that you're in and these people. Okay. Now the game was a little bit boring. I think the biggest things for me that came out of the game were Iris and Pepe. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Iris and Pepe. Do y'all think that it's real? Do y'all think it's real? Because you know Pepe got a type. Some of y'all feel like he going from blonde to blonde. Is this America's couple? Is this America's couple? Now, less than a day ago, Iris was so upset about, JD Vance leaving. But the same thing kind of happened with Hannah too. She was so upset when Shirley left, but quickly suck up them tears and move on to the next. Do you think it was too quick? Could it be that they decide to lock in, if they decide to lock in it and build a connection, it's more about let's do this so we can get this money and get back to who we really want to be with. Pepe wants to be with Hannah, and you want to be with TJ. Because people in this game can use, I don't want to say manipulation, but you can be calculated and use it for good. Okay. You can be calculated and use it for good and not use it to manipulate, gaslight people. So I think here it can be a calculated thing or it can be organic. They have a nice little talk on the dock of the bay. They kiss in the challenge. And she said the kiss with him was better than, I forgot the other person that she kissed. Was it Ian? Elon? Was it Elon? Okay. I do think there's potential here. But they're both so caught up in other people. That's why I'm like, is it real? Is it a matter of circumstance? And let's just make it to the end. I wonder how, not that they're their partners, but the people that they match with and who are watching this show from home, what do they think about this? Okay. What do they think about this? Let me know in the chat. Are you here for this? Is it convenience? Is it calculated to win the money? Because America likes Pepe. I think y'all like Iris too. I think out of all the people in the villa, this duo, because Pepe's been here a long time, is probably one of the most unproblematic. Yeah, people keep coming for Iris, just like they came for Pepe. And you know who them people are? You know who them people are? Cierra and Nic. Now, Cierra and Nic got they got their eye on them. They got their eye on them, y'all. They're talking about, Pepe and Iris having a connection. They're watching them. Now, I still think that he lingers for some of that chocolate. Okay. They have an interesting conversation, which shows me Cierra and Nic are not going to make it at the end. Because they talk about what does it mean to be locked in on the outside world. Normally, when people have these conversations in past seasons, they talk about who would move, how we can be in a relationship together, how the outside world might affect our dynamics, but oh no. Okay? Locked in means something different in here. So on the outside, does that mean that we're boyfriend and girlfriend? No, they say. No. So I think when we get out, we should just kind of like, get to know each other and see how if it leans towards boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't know if Nick is really into her. Cierra has been caught up in some problematic stuff the last couple days, but she can get the Jaleesa treatment. I've also seen some stuff where people are saying that production is building a villain arc for her right now. I don't think I really believe that. You wish they sent Sierra home so Nick can run it back. But they are like, it's so interesting because a lot of these people have potential to be real couples. You see it, but the game. Y'all have been sleeping with each other every night, literally smashing. That's why we don't need no hideout. Y'all were the first couple to lock in. But Sierra to me is very calculated, probably more than Nick is. Nick is a lookout. He gathers the information and takes it back to the trap house. Whereas Sierra to me is the madam. She's over the girls. Like she's over all the girls, what their jobs are tonight, who they gonna be with. She running the house. And so I think Nick being this place of running back information, I think that's what he does. Is run back information to Sierra, run back information to Ace. I think the only time I felt like he was his own person and genuine is when we saw him with O. And isn't he from is he from Tallahassee or Tampa or somewhere over there? Probably used to seeing beautiful black women. But that conversation was like whack. How y'all the one real couple? Talk about y'all not really gonna be a couple on the outside. Oh, I want to go back home and get my deals, rewatch the episodes, see what opportunities are out there, and then maybe we can, see if we can get boyfriend and girlfriend material out of this. Whereas last season we saw Sierra, we saw Leah, we saw Jana. I said her name wrong, but we saw all of them from the time they left the villa with their partners, especially Serena and Cordell. She went back to LA. He went back to LA with her. Now, even though they weren't like officially living together, they did live together for what the rest of the summer, I think. So you saw from the beginning the energy that we had in the villa, we're going to take that right on out here to the outside world and really try and make it work. But these people are so focused on being influencers and money, the plot of the show has been lost. It has been lost. Okay. Now I also want to get to my girl, who to me is finally getting her love. Okay. The speakeasy. Y'all bringing this little room in has brought lots of memories and conversations. Okay. The fact that this all happened in a Moo Moo. What's I tell y'all? A real man don't care what you're wearing. If he wanted, he wanted. Okay? If he won it, he won it. Some of y'all feel like these are going to be the winners. Now, finally, we are seeing some organic connection. Just two people. Dang, this kiss is a lot. Y'all zoomed in, huh? Watching them just have a conversation away from everybody else. Her just giddy. Once again, no makeup, in a moo moo, no heels, just me. Showing up as herself. And Brian's like, all the other stuff that people say is not good with you, they don't like. I like. Me likey, spicy caliente. Me likey. He embraces and uplifts her. It's a genuine connection. Now they got to be careful now, because Cierra's somewhere plotting. How long is this gonna last before Cierra's like, they gotta go? They got to go. And I wish the rhetoric about her being too emotional would stop. Okay? Y'all said congratulations to the winners. Now, I don't exactly know what Cierra actually did that people are saying that she should be kicked out for. Like, I don't have time. I be working, y'all. This is a hobby. Okay. So I don't be following all the socials to know exactly what she did. So maybe somebody in the chat can let me know. But it still looks like it's no matter what, Huda is the villain. Okay? Huda is the villain. Now I'm probably gonna do a deep dive on Huda tomorrow. Okay. But this was great to see. This was really good to see. I'm like, damn, should they keep it on the low so Brian don't leave? Because we do have a recoupling coming up on Sunday. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about, let me see if there's anything else I really want to talk about from this episode. The challenge was a little bit whack. Hey, little. He is little. It looks like America's leaning towards Brian and Amaya. That's why I'm like, they gotta kind of be careful. How Hunter got more thigh and ass than everybody else. Elon is just here having a good time with him and Nic battling against each other. Nic ego is really hurt that this man is still in here. When really they look so alike. They could be brothers, cousins. Even watching, the other episode, Nic slick back his hair. That man ego is hurt. I wonder if he's so focused on his ego being hurt that it's kind of turned him off a little bit from Cierra a little bit. Y'all still don't think that Huda has kind of calmed down and turned it around? That's his signature move. Where is this going to go? Where is this going to go? Now let's talk about the recoupling, because we are going to have a recoupling on Sunday. And I want to know, where do we go with the recoupling? Okay. What are y'all predictions? Do y'all think we're going to get the same old? You think it's going to be a switch up? Now let's talk about it. So my predictions for the new couples will be Iris and Pepe, Amaya and Brian. Do y'all think Alandria and Zach Because at this point, it's like, what's really left? Huda and Chris. Huda and Chris seem like they're developing something. Chris seems like he really misses basketball. I really don't know if him and Huda are going to make it on the outside. It almost seems like he's putting it in place that I ain't really gonna be around, girl, because I miss basketball, so I'm going back overseas. Okay. Now we must remember that there are only 4 couples that can go to the finale. Couples will be dumped this week. Chelly and Ace, Cierra and Nic. It's kind of sad that we got to the point where we got these couples left that we don't even really like them. Some of these couples, but who we got left? Hmm? Now the final 4. Let's talk about it in the chat. Are y'all thinking, of course, number 1, Amaya and Brian, Huda and Chris? Do y'all think they will go to the final 4? Could it be Iris and Pepe? Do you think Iris and Pepe will make it to final 4 without being, clipped by Cierra? I know you're gonna hate this one too. Taylor and Clark. Is that gonna be our final 4, y'all? Is that gonna be the final 4? Because the finale is not this coming week, but what? The week after? So we're kind of in our last week. Never got movie night. They opened up the hideaway one time at the very beginning. We've only seen what we saw Jeremiah and Huda go on a solo date. We saw Nic and Cierra go on a solo date. The plot, the premise is gone. Okay? Now, what was the plot and the premise? Let's look them up. So I need y'all to remember what the plot and the premise is. Okay? This right here, cut. This right here, cut, is the plot and the premise. Hannah and Marco. This is what Love Island is supposed to be about. She was a bombshell. She was a bombshell. Okay? But I think we are so focused on this season deals, branding, management, manipulation. It's gone. And though we compare these last couple of seasons, back to back, even looking at Bergie and Taylor, they've been together at this point at what, 2 years, long distance, he in school. At one point, we thought maybe his family was a little bit closed-minded. I'm not going to use the R word. I'm going to say closed-minded about him potentially bringing back somebody of color. But they moved past that. And we haven't seen them do, I don't know if any. Did Bergie any deals? Any influencer deals? I think he has been focused on school and his family. He has not changed. Taylor has not changed. But this, y'all, this. is the plot and the premise, but we've lost it. We have lost it. Where do we go from here? A week left. A week left. Okay. This season has changed. Like, they opened up the hideaway one time and said, "That's it, y'all. That's it." Maybe they also feel like there's no deserving couples that should go to the hideaway. Maybe it's just that they in the bed already, so what's the point? It's nasty time every night. Okay. Everybody got to deal with it. We don't care if y'all can hear us. Okay. Now, would y'all be mad though if they gave Chris and Huda the hideaway? Hmm? Hmm? Would y'all be in y'all feelings? Okay. And similar, looking at some of the dynamics about the UK, I've heard that the UK, the hideaway is always open 24/7. What things from that franchise do y'all think that they can bring on over to the US? Okay. And where do we go from here? During the season, after the season? Okay. But there's my thoughts. Where do we go from here? 7 days left. But of course, I want to hear from you guys. Let's get in the chat. Let me know your thoughts. And stay tuned. I think I'm going to do a deep dive on Huda and probably a deep dive on Amaya. Okay? But tap in, like, subscribe. And of course, I will see y'all in the next video. All right, y'all have a great weekend. Bye.